Welcome to this video. I am Ismatara, reporter with The Wire. Several minority institutions under the central government as well as the Delhi state government have been functioning as headless institutions with no chairpersons in place for the past many months. From the National Minority Commission to the Delhi State Minority Commission, from the Hajj Committee of India to the Delhi State Hajj Committee, there is no chairperson to overlook the staff members. There is no chairperson to articulate the problems faced by the minority communities in India. The Hajj Committee of India and the National Minority Commission, both of which come under the central government, have not had chairpersons since June this year. These institutions, under certain articles of the constitution, were formed to articulate the specific problems faced by the minorities in the country, such as Muslims, Buddhists, Sikhs, Christians, Jains, and Parsis. A formerly senior member of the Delhi Minorities Commission told The Wire that not having chairpersons might seriously hinder the functioning of these institutions. Many believe that the powers vested in these minority institutions are minimal and not enough to bring about any real change. For instance, the powers vested in the SC/ST Act are constitutional. People can be summoned legally, whereas in the minority institutions, that is not possible. Let's see what the people who are or have been associated with these institutions think about this.
The National Commission of Minorities it functions under the National Commission of Minorities Act of 1993. It is therefore a national level institution. It is expected to cover the minorities all over the country. Basically, the job of the National Commission of Minorities, it has quasi-judicial powers also. It is basically expected to protect the interests of the minorities. The chief of the Central Information Commission has certain statutory authority, which makes the Central Information Commission unrunnable, unadministratable, because administrative powers are all vested in the Chief Information Commissioner. That is not the case with other commissions. In other commissions, they're administered by their secretary. So far as the Central Information Commission is concerned, the position of the chief is pivotal, and the legality of the functioning of the chief of Central Information Commission without the chief is questionable. That is not the case in others, as I explained earlier. That even if there is no chief, that means the court as a quasi-judicial authority will continue to function, because the chairmen of these commissions are not the chief administrative authority. I'm answering this question for you in respect of two commissions. They're like the Central Information Commission and the Minorities Commission, which I happen to head. It makes the effectiveness of such commissions, for whatever they are. I mean, you may say they're ineffective in any case, but even if there is some effectiveness, it is naturally far reduced if the chairman is not there, because one is that the organization becomes headless, and the second is the status of a chairman. Certainly, like for example, the chairman of the Minorities Commission holds the position of a cabinet minister. So if the chairman is not there, then you can imagine that the stature of the whole commission suffers. They are important for the country because they give an institutional framework to the venting of grievances by the addressed clientele. In this case, of course, the minorities. And who are the minorities? Muslims, the Sikhs, the Christians, the Jains, the Parsis, and the Buddhists. Now, these minorities have a forum where they can vent their grievances. The question is, are the commissions or these a commission like the Minorities Commission an effective instrument in redressing those grievances? But the important point is that they have, at least in an institutional framework, particularly of a democracy, it is necessary that those who are otherwise feeling excluded in society have an instrument through which their voices can be heard. And that is the job of the Minorities Commission.
Delhi Waqf Board basically ये जो वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज होती है, वक्फ कहलाती है बेसिकली जो अल्लाह के लिए हो। वो लोग अपनी प्रॉपर्टीज को वक्फ कर देते हैं। तो पहले अच्छे लोग बहुत हुआ करते थे, तो वो अपनी प्रॉपर्टीज को खुदा के नाम में कर देते हैं। तो उसके बाद में 1954 में ये एक्ट बनाया, वक्फ एक्ट करके बनाया। तो जितनी उस स्टेट की प्रॉपर्टीज होंगी उनको मैनेज करने का जो काम होगा वो वक्फ बोर्ड का होगा। हर आदमी ने जो अपनी प्रॉपर्टी दी है तो उसके पीछे एक मकसद दिया। उन्होंने कहा कि मेरा पैसा जो है गरीबों के लिए, यतीमों के लिए, बेवाओं के लिए, मासूमों के लिए, कमजोरों के लिए इस्तेमाल होना चाहिए। उसकी आमदनी को इकट्ठा करना और इकट्ठा करके उन लोगों तक पहुंचाना जो इसके लिए मुस्तहिक है। चेयरमैन न होने से इंस्टीट्यूशन जो है हेडलेस बॉडी हो जाता है और वो एक तरह से जिसको कहना चाहिए हैंडीकैप्ड हो जाता है और काम नहीं कर पाता है। हालांकि उसूली तौर पे सीओ की ये जिम्मेदारी बनती थी कि सीओ मीटिंग कॉल करता और जितने भी रिमेनिंग मेंबर्स थे तो उनमें से कोई फादर टाइम बीइंग चेयरमैन चुन के काम किया जा सकता था, लेकिन सीओ ने ऐसा नहीं किया। हमारे यहाँ विडंबना क्या है यहाँ दिल्ली के सिस्टम की, कि बोर्ड तो आता है दिल्ली सरकार के अंडर में, लेकिन ये रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट से गवर्न होता है और रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट जो आता है वो आता है एलजी साहब के पावर में। तो वहां थोड़ी सी पावर की टसल कह लीजिए या कम्युनिकेशन गैप कह लीजिए या मनमानी करने की साजिश कह लीजिए, वो काम न करने का एक तरीका हो। हमारे यहाँ 67 लोग सैंक्शन हैं जो काम कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हमारे यहाँ सिर्फ 34-35 लोग थे काम पे, 34-35 लोग थे। लेकिन अब आ जाइए उसमें कि हमें स्टाफ बढ़ाना चाहिए। स्टाफ बढ़ाने के लिए एक्ट में लिखा हुआ है यू हैव टू टेक ए परमिशन विद द गवर्नमेंट। अब गवर्नमेंट को लिखते हैं तो अब परमिशन देना ना देना उनकी अपना। मैं एक चीज क्लैरिफाई करा दूं कि सरकार की तारीफ करना मेरी कोई मजबूरी नहीं है। वजह यह है कि मैं उस बॉडी से जीत के आया हूं कि जो बॉडी प्रशांत भूषण जैसे लोगों से ताल्लुक रखती है, तो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड। तो हम ना डरते हैं किसी से, ना उनकी तारीफ करना हमारी मजबूरी है। अगर उनकी नियत काम ना कराने की होती तो चेयरमैन ही अच्छा नहीं भेजते। अब वो रेवेन्यू मिनिस्ट्री से कैलाश गहलोत साहब ने अपनी फाइल क्लियर करके, बोर्ड की फाइल क्लियर करके डिविजनल कमिश्नर साहब के यहाँ भेजी, ठीक है। अब डिविजनल कमिश्नर साहब ने उस फाइल को अपने यहाँ फाइलों में दबा के रखा। अच्छा, उनके जो बॉस हैं डिविजनल कमिश्नर साहब के बॉस एलजी साहब हैं। एलजी अपॉइंट होके आता है सेंटर से। तो मैं आपको ये बता दूं, दो पावर दिल्ली सरकार के अंडर में नहीं आती, एक रेवेन्यू की और एक पुलिस की। सेंटर का रोल रहा और हमारी ब्यूरोक्रेसी का जो काम करने का अंदाज है वो इतना खूबसूरत है कि वो किसी भी फाइल को हिलने नहीं देना चाहता। हमारी ग्रांट आती है, ग्रांट डिविजनल कमिश्नर के हाथ से पहले पास होके जाती है। अब दिल्ली सरकार ने हमारी ग्रांट को पास कर दिया, ठीक है। अब फाइल हमारी मूव होनी है डिविजनल कमिश्नर के। अब वो इतने ऑब्जेक्शन लगा देते हैं, क्योंकि वो ऑब्जेक्शन लगाने में तो माहिर है, इतने ऑब्जेक्शन लगा देते हैं कि वो फाइल ही क्लियर नहीं करते। 4 महीने दौड़ना पड़ा, तब मैं ग्रांट वहां से ले। मुझे नहीं लगता कि इसमें दिल्ली सरकार की कहीं कोई नियत खाता। तो मैं ये मानता हूँ कि माइनॉरिटी कमीशन जो है ना वो वैसे ही पावरलेस है। इसे बिना डांट के हो ना, आप किसी को कह दीजिए आप अखरोट खा लीजिए, तो दैट इज लाइक दैट। लेकिन वक्फ बोर्ड जो है वो फिर भी हम लोग एक ऑटोनोमस बॉडी है। अब आ जाइए उस पे माइनॉरिटी कमीशन पे, तो जहां तक मैंने पढ़ा है तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि उनके पास कोई बहुत ज्यादा पावर है। लेकिन बिना पावर के ही सही, लेकिन हेड तो रहना ही चाहिए। एज ए होल मुझे नहीं लगता कि जानबूझ के ऐसा है
कि आपके अंदर जैसे हज कमेटी ऑफ इंडिया आता है, नेशनल माइनॉरिटी कमीशन आता है, तो वो पिछले कुछ वक्त से जो है वो करंटली हेडलेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस की तरह काम कर रही हैं, बिकॉज चेयरपर्सन नहीं है। फॉर एग्जांपल दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट के अंदर भी कई सारे ऐसे आते हैं जिनके अभी चेयरपर्सन नहीं है काफी महीनों से एक्चुअली। तो एक ये था कि जिस मकसद से ये बनी है, अगर चेयरपर्सन ना हो तो शायद वो पूरा नहीं हो पाता। तो सर
ये प्रोसेस चल रहा है
जी,
क्योंकि सर कोविड वगैरह के प्रोसेस की कोविड की वजह से थोड़ा सा वो डिले हुआ है। एग्री विद यू, बट वो विद इन शॉर्ट पीरियड हो जाएगा।
Under the Constitution of India, Article 29-30, which guarantee the minority citizen to establish and administer the minority institution according to their own choice. So this was a kind of an opportunity for the minority community. So they were motivated. Actually, the people, the philanthropists, the community leaders, they were they were very much motivated how we can establish a minority institution. It was not kind of it was for the particular community, those institutions. It serves as a society wherever they are established. They cater the all kind of, the individuals, the students from different community as well. According to the Sachar Committee report, educational profile of the minority community is worse than the Dalits. So this was taken consideration. So there was a gate which has been open for the minority community. So they donate the land. They were motivated. I have seen the people, the villages where the students which have come as a graduate student, they have come to their village and they have seen their community has no access even for the primary schools. So they got motivated. They established there the institutions, and some other schemes were also been, designed how they can get the assistance from the minority, government ministry. The minority university, Unifier Medical University is there, which has been as a fourth number in the state of Karnataka. So they were also able to, be the part of an excellent center of excellence for the, they compete the competition and all. So this was kind of an opportunity to create the people come forward, and the minority institutions has been, even Jamia Millia Islamia University, that is also the minority university, and that has been ranked number 1. It is very great pleasure for a person who is in the education sector since 20 years. So I got the opportunity to work and to contribute my, the expertise for the establishment of the minority institution. And especially I have worked for the women education, minority women education, wherein I have submitted the report and all. Everybody has to contribute for the cause of education, for the building up of the nation and all. This is the, kind of duty towards every citizen of India. In spite of having any gender. If some institution or some institution which serves or which will give some relief to the minority community, which had been set up for the minorities, is a kind of an, I can say it's a kind of an unfortunate, because they are headless. So it leads towards the bad to worse, which I can say you have the grass picture in front of you, that leads towards the from bad to worse to the community, because if they don't have the voice to listen, some head is not there. That is the worst thing I can say. The government of minority ministry should play the good role. If they have assigned, our Maulana Azad Foundation is also working for these primary institutions. They will come also, they can integrate these, the schemes and all. So that way we can protect, or we can protect our minority institution, which I feel are closing so rapidly nowadays. I am seeing so many people, they have started them because of lack of fund, because of lack of accessibility, because of lack of, the patronship. So many things, factors are there. So I feel very bad when I'm hearing from the different people. So we are not able to, run these institutions.
द वायर के और वीडियोस देखने के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन पर क्लिक करें। स्वतंत्र पत्रकारिता की आर्थिक मदद करने के लिए डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए गए लिंक पर जाएं और अपनी राशि चुनें।